So, before we get into the NBA, I do want to talk about Cam. Cam Newton was caught on camera arguing with a kid. Was it Cam's camp that he was running, or
Something
was
like
he
It was
that,
like
just?
I
a
guess.
7-on-7. I think he was there as a
But
He had a
was it
team. Yeah.
like a
okay? He had a
team or
team,
something.
but it wasn't his. It wasn't like the Kobe camp that he used to have. MJ camp.
No,
Okay,
Nah,
all
it
right.
was like a
So
tournament or
Cam,
something.
passing league.
Cam was there, I guess, as a coach with his team, and one of the kids started arguing with him. 15 and under, that dude was in. Start saying Cam, telling him to retire, saying no, Cam telling him I'm rich already. It is going back and forth. What did you think about that exchange?
It's embarrassing. It was embarrassing for Cam. I couldn't even really watch the whole thing. Because for me, it's like Cam. This is why people have a bad rap on you, because you do silly stuff like this. This is childish. He's a child. You tell him what is right in this situation. You tell him what is wrong in the situation, and you move on. It's a teachable moment. You don't go back and forth with the child, whether you're irritated or not. I don't know if Cam has children. I don't think he does. But
Yeah,
it's
he
just,
do. He got like 8.
Cam got 8 kids.
Yeah, he got like
Right.
6 or 7.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
shout out to
straight up.
Cam. I didn't even know that.
Got kids.
And if that be the case, then it's like, it's like you should have more patience in that. Like, kids say silly things all the time, and I didn't like how he did that. It's just like, you got the cameras on, you got all these kids. If the kid is saying something to you, you tell him what is right and what is wrong in that situation, and you move on. You don't have to do it in the way you did it. You are Cam Newton. You don't have to prove that. Like, you know what I mean? There's nothing to prove, but it says a lot about the person. It says a lot about the person. Yeah, he's very insecure. And that may be like the situation of what's going on now. Like, Cam is trash, and he had one of the worst seasons he's ever had in his entire life, probably. And it's unfortunate for him, but I pray that he can get his confidence back.
Cam Newton has 7 kids.
Oh
Yeah,
my God. I did not
something
know
like
that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Shout out to Cam.
I agree with Preach though, but I think it was I think it was actually needed. I think it was well needed
For him?
For Cam.
Okay.
I think he needed to hear that, because growing up, a lot of us, young African American males look up to Cam. You got a black quarterback, right, that was actually skilled at one point, that was doing this thing out there. And for those football players, they wanted to be a player like Cam Newton, especially if you play quarterback. And to see him go on a slump, and have a terrible season, like Pre said, and then you hear it from a child like, "Yo, you trash, bro." Like, I think that's just that fuel that he need to go into next year. Like he said, "Yo, it's not 32 quarterbacks better than me." Like, I think it was just the fuel he needed to go into next year and just prove that he still got it. We thought he was gonna come back, on top after his injury and stuff like that, but obviously he proved us, wrong. But I think this was something that he needed to give him that extra push to get back out there, grind, and have a good season.
It's definitely 32 quarterbacks better than him. It's definitely 32 quarterbacks better than him. He was awful.
He was awful.
He was like terrible bad. Like,
that's
really,
why I
really
said
bad.
I think it was needed.
No, he's bad. Yeah. It's twofold, because a lot of attention was going towards the boy, the young man, because he issued an apology, and
They said he didn't write that.
He
didn't write
I mean,
what?
whatever.
No, what? He has a PR team?
I don't know. They said he didn't write it, but it did have a couple grammatical errors on there, so I figured he did write it.
I mean, they forced him to do that. Y'all know that.
Yeah, he probably wrote it. I mean, but I don't know, whatever. But if people were saying who's his parents, he ain't gonna go far in life. And I
Who said that?
Just Matt, that was the talk. Like, who is this boy?
Who will go far in life?
I would have killed.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was like, who did this dude? That's who. No, people was on a lot. From what I've seen, most people was on Cam's side. Like, this kid is tripping. Where's his parents at? Why would he clearly don't talk? he clearly, you know, have a bad relationship with his father. I swear to God, like most of the stuff I seen.
He has a bad relate. They went that far, right?
They were saying like, who was his parents? His upbringing has been bad. Like they was going at him because he was, you know, he was, you know, talking crazy to Cam. You know, and people were saying like he should have took this opportunity to, you know, learn from a great player, a great quarterback like Cam Newton.
I did hear that.
Took shots at him and you was being immature kid. You know what I mean?
He's a kid. He is immature.
He was being an immature kid.
First of all, that's that's redundant. It's
redundant.
A child is immature. That is literally the definition of immaturity.
Yeah,
Children.
but it's mature kids, guys. Like,
yeah, what I'm saying is children
kid is
are
not immature.
Yes, they are. Every child is immature. There is not one child on the face of the earth that's not immature. That's a fact.
That doesn't make sense.
No, it does make sense, Rat, because immaturity is what children do. Like you cannot be a
So
child. Then you're not a child. Then if you're like you.
So everybody just become mature. It's just once you stop being a child,
you can be an adult and immature, but you
a
cannot
kid
be a child and not be immature. You follow what I'm saying?
No, that don't make sense. It's just I'm sorry, Sam. I get what you're saying, but that doesn't matter.
What I'm saying, even the most quote unquote mature child is immature. Like
where did you learn that at?
That's
like what do that mean?
It's
like
called living. Have you ever lived? Have you ever been in high school? Name one child that wasn't immature in high school. I'm waiting.
What?
Thank you, Mike. Am I off?
No, you're not off. Preach.
Okay.
Y'all are crazy.
What is wrong with y'all?
We don't have to stay on that though. If they don't want to kill a 15-year-old boy, for dissing Cam, Brad, finish your point, please.
Oh yeah, I was just saying that to bring in from the what I was hearing and stuff like that. But yeah, I thought Cam could have like handled it better.
Stupid.
My God.
I thought Cam could have handled it better. And it could have been like it's a teaching moment for both of them. You know, it's a teaching moment for both of them. And yeah.
I guess I would say this. Why should Cam had handled it better because he is rich? Because it was cameras around? Yeah. Or because he's just older?
I think it's because he's an adult first.
I think because he's a man.
You have 7 kids, bro. Like you have 7 kids. You're an adult. So kids say things all like it. Cam is not a teacher, right? He's not. He doesn't reside in a classroom. That's not his job. But since you are a father, I would assume you understand children at some level that they're kids. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you're an adult. When kids say silly things like that,
he don't have a 17-year-old. He was 17.
He got I'm sure like Cam has cousins. Like it's not like this dude's not like isolated in a world by itself. So he understands. Yes, Mike. Age plays. That's the first one. You can take money out of it. I think age is it. Age for me is it. Like you're older than him. Like grow up.
I would just say this. If we went to the park and some young kids start calling y'all trash, what are y'all going to say to them?
I will say this. It's very difficult for us to do that because we are not Cam Newton. And I think that plays a part in it.
Okay, that's what I asked.
So I understand where Rav's coming from. Like Cam Newton at a point he was like, that's the argument, right? You was a great player. And that's why it hit you so hard. It hit you hard because it was a point 2-3 years ago, not even that, where that same kid would have been like, yo, let me get your autograph, Kim, I need you. And now it's like, you are trash. You played terrible. And that kid was being honest. And the honesty hurt him. His pride was hurt because the kid was actually honest. So I think it's difficult, you would have to create a scenario like that for us to put our shoes in. But
go ahead. Finish up.
But in that case, to answer your question, if a kid was like, yo, you garbage, I don't know how I'll react.
You would be like, if I was 15, I would have been busting your ass. That's what you would have said, Preach. So at Delaware Park, you see younger people and older people arguing all the time. You see the old heads arguing with the young kids all the time.
But I look at
Ken Bailey, I know, but what I'm saying is, if you just look at the interaction, because I remember we went to the Bills joint and we was calling Aaron Maben Derwin Davis. Everybody was talking about how he looked like Derwin Davis, right? Were we immature?
Now he was garbage though.
I'm gonna say, but were we immature for telling him they look like Derwin Davis, or we were just 16-year-old kids?
It was kids.
We just kids.
According to Sam, we was immature.
But we were just kids.
We are immature. We like that. Yes, we were immature. That goes without saying. You don't have to say children are immature. It's just you can say they're children. Yeah. Just tell me the age. Right. Tell me the age.
Duran didn't go back and forth with us, but I seen a lot of like ball players that went somewhere from Buffalo, whether it was Mike Will, whether Mark Price. I seen them argue with a lot of people that's younger than them all the time, right? And I get it. They aren't Cam Newton. They aren't a former MVP. But this reaction or this interaction with a kid and older ball player is nothing new in our community, right? But we only making it a big deal because one is Cam, so obviously. But then two, when Cam brought up the money, I didn't like that, right? If I'm calling you trash and you want to come back to me with money, I'm a 15-year-old kid, bro. I don't care. I'm 15. I have no use for money. I have all my needs and wants granted. So you telling me I'm rich already doesn't really do anything. But besides Cam saying that, I'm fine with him, John, with a 15-year-old kid. It's just something that we do in our community. And if it got to a point where like Cam was really talking down to him, like you broke, this and that, blah, 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 like you're never going to be nothing, then okay, that's too far. But it's just like Cam was like, well, what did you do? Tell me your stats. I have no problem with that. I have no problem with that at all.
I agree. I do agree. I agree. I agree with that. You're right.
I disagree with your overall premise because a mature kid in that circumstance, if you 16, 17, and you at camp
15 under.
Whatever, if you at camp and you trying to be on that level, you picking his brain, you might trying to talk to him to get some level of success.
We're talking about 1%.
I resent that though. I don't.
And you would say that kid is mature. I'm talking.
No. All
I'm saying is
I agree.
No, right? That's all I'm saying.
Yes,
I'm not saying everybody should do that. No, that's insane. Come on.
I would say
everybody
that
should
kid,
not do that because I did not talk.
That kid is driven and ambitious and knows
mature. Immature.
No, I'm not using that word. Okay, you can use that word and say that was a mature moment, but I'm not saying the kid is mature.
Yeah, right. Not. Because who knows if he goes to a basketball camp, he could be doing something.
My point exactly is so a mature moments. Lots of mature moments means that I'm more. If I have more mature moments than you, Sam, I'm more mature than you. Correct. Even if it's one more. Correct. I'm more mature than you.
Okay.
No, I don't know if bro. I think once you get mature, once you're 45,
no, it's moments. Y'all just told me moments about maturity. Bro. Now it's all moments, right?
For kids.
Yeah, but you're saying
it's not. Mike, hell no, it's immature.
But Rad, that's not. I take that back because
everything is moments. You have a mature moment. You have more of them as you go older.
That's not maturity. That's just obedience. Like you're not like when you're at a camp. What that kid did,
we are all still immature, but we have more. But the difference is we having more mature moments compared to when we were younger. Had a lot of mature moments at 9, 8, 10, 12, 13, but way more not mature moments. But now I'm growing up. There's more mature moments coming. That's all it is.
I'm not denying that. But what I'm saying is that it's not necessarily like maturity. That's not the right word we need to use. Obedience is the word we need to use because children are supposed to be obedient. That's the word. They obey. Like that's what they do. You tell them what to do and they obey it. Like, so what I would have done is my 15-year-old or wherever, you go to this camp, you get your instruction, right? Like we were taught not to talk back to elders, to our elders. Cam is an elder to him, no matter how you look at it.
No, it's a respect
and
level.
So, like, if that was my child when he came back to me, I would say, I mean, in my mind, I would laugh at it. But then for him, I'd be like, Cameron is an adult. He's an adult. You don't talk back to elders. I don't care who it is. You don't do that.
Yeah,
that's what I mean. So like,
because in that same scenario, Mike saying the young kid of Delaware, like, if on like how. What do you think of those kids that's getting into that back and forth with the OG? You look at them like, bro, what are you like? What you doing? Like, you're not gonna be the kid. You know what I mean? Like, it's rare that
basketball, like, then that's different. Like what I'm saying.
But still, like, if it's unnecessary from the sideline, like, yo, you wilding. You like this dude over here wilding. You still would think he's wilding. Now it's normal. It is normal. Yeah, it is normal.
Yeah.
In our it's definitely normal. It's definitely something we see every time we go. But you still look at the kid like, you know, or you look at the whole scenario like, bro, chill, like, yeah, wow.
But I'm
my price. You know what I mean? That's my price.
I am
like,
gonna look at like, yo, why are you arguing with that 13-year-old kid? Too?
Yeah, or whatever. Yeah, you gonna look. Yeah, the whole situation gonna be like, yo, I mean, like,
but I'm not questioning, you know, where's people's fathers at and stuff like that. That's just that's ridiculous.
You know,
like,
but it's the internet. It's the internet.
Relax. Black Twitter gotta relax.
The fact that this boy is at a camp that Cam Newton is at, like, why would that even be a question to bring up? His like clearly and then, somebody is behind him being here.
And we can move on. Like we can move on. But think about the players that we love: Jalen Ramsey, whoever talked trash in the NFL. How do you think those players started? Were those players like me who didn't talk on the court at all? Or were those players like this 15-year-old boy who talk trash no matter what? You gonna hear about me in 10 years. You better watch out. But which one was Jalen Ramsey?
I mean, he may have been, but what I'm saying is what this kid did, Mike is right. The narrative to put that he's not going to be something is
what is that?
Insane. And they only do that to black kids.
I heard that from Bob Merkel at Tech. If
man.
Tech is listening. Yeah, he told me I'll be nothing but be on the block. Merkel told me I was gonna be on the block.
Mr. B. Miller.
Who's Merkel?
Engineer.
Yeah, you know,
look like Kane.
Mr. B. Miller used to do that.
He's just, that's what I'm saying. So this, it's a bad situation. Cam should have walked away because he is the adult, or use it as a teachable moment. That kid should not have done that. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's just a situation that happened.
Cam about to come back and be the NFL MVP.
It's bad because it was like
Cam
that.
about to not be in the
52 league. TDs and
but
6 interceptions.
They say Jordan be doing that with in his camps, Chris Paul. I mean, they all be doing it.
But I mean, it was caught on camera. Cam reposted it. Like, it was a lot of attention. The boy was cussing and saying,
Cam just kept going.
Yeah, he was swearing. It was the language. It's like you talking to Cam like you your man. You was talking down. Like, it was like how he was talking. It wasn't like just competitive banter.
He did.
He was talking like.
And he threw up the set on Cam. He said,
So it was different sauce. It was different sauce. It was different sauce, Sam.
It was 5-1 all day. He said, what you want to do?
What you want to do? It was different sauce to it. It was like he was trying to step. Like,
I'm sorry, everybody. I did not know that the 501 came out and all. I
didn't know. Yeah. It was sauce on that thing. It was sauce on that. That's why Cam said, I'm rich. He's like, you a free agent. You a bum. I'm rich. Yeah.
Oh, he was wild. He was getting
no. The kid definitely went in. He's different kid in. So you look at him. Yo, he went back to the hood. He got the love. He got the love in the hood that night.
Oh, definitely.
It went up. Shout out to him. All right, so.